Alright, so round one, we've got turning the tide versus orbital strike. Alright, so Rowan's roll. And it looks like I'll be going first with orders. So droid orders, order off the card onto one snail, an order direct from Kalani onto the other snail. Both snails will issue orders to the B1s, and the B1s will issue orders to both BXs.
My orders from my card are going to both my airspeeders, and Leia is going to proc her seize the initiative.
Alright, so going with droidicas, they're going to go to speed 3, which is ball mode. And they're just going to go behind here, like that. Over here.
Starting off with Leia, she's going to walk onto the board here, and then she is going to take a second dodge.
Alright, so I've got Kalani out of the bag. Kalani's going to start here, he's going to move straight into there, and he'll strategize himself and the droidicas.
I drew a core unit from the pool, so I'm going to select one of my NPL squads of rebel troopers, and they are going to double move this way, getting 2 dodges as they do so.
Alright, so I went to the bag, got another droidica. Droidicas are just going to wheel mode onto here. What are they? Yeah, they are. We're going to go wheel mode onto here. And we're just going to take a dodge as our other action.
I pulled another core unit from the pool. They are going to follow their last unit towards the middle objective. They're just going to move twice this way and get 2 dodges for doing so.
Alright, so I've got Magnus from the pool. We'll go over here. If I can actually be organised and have my range tools ready. We're just going to duck to here. And then we'll just take a little harpy and tuck everyone else behind. Alright, all good.
Once again, I drew a core unit from the pool, so this time I'm going to choose one of my sets of pikes and push them forward. They're going to walk on over this angle though. They are going to start here, and they will take a second dodge.
Alright. Got another support here. We're going to go with our last set of droidicas. They're going to walk in from this forward edge with those pikes that are so conveniently close. And we're just going to pop like that, and then we're going to pop some shots off into them. Yep. Alright, droidicas is shooting into the pikes that have light cover and 2 dodges. That's a pretty god roll there. So looking at 2 crits and 4 hits, 4 for light cover. Put your hand flat.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So 4 for light cover.
Peel 1 out.
Gets rid of 1.
Yep.
They will then dodge 2 more.
2 more, rolling for 3, which is ironically how many dice are still in there. You got 3, yep.
And
1
saves
dice.
2. Once again, I got a core unit, so I will choose my last NPL squad.
Despite using improv orders.
Despite attempting to use improv orders, I got a core unit twice. So they will take revenge and hopefully eye on your droidicas.
Okay.
They are going to walk onto the board here, getting a dodge as they do so, and then they will fire at your droidicas. How many these are?
Okay, so the rebel troopers with the ion gun shooting into the droidicas with 4 shields.
That is, they surge to crit thanks to
Critical 1, yep.
critical 1, so that is 4.
And they don't surge normally.
No, they do not.
So looking at 4, ion will eat one of my shields. So I'll take 3 out with the rest of the shields and then have to roll for 1. Which we take a wound and an ion. Alright, so we're going to go with the B1s. The B1s are going to come onto the board here. Use this delicious heavy cover. And then it's going to take a range 3 shot into the pikes. Alright, B1 shot into the pikes. The pikes have heavy cover and danger sense 2 activated. Just looking at 3, 2 for light cover. Sorry? Oh, heavy. Yeah, it'll be heavy.
So for the heavy cover first.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Rolling for 3 but 5, so maximum of 3 wounds. Maximum of 3 wounds. Peels 2 out, so 1 wound. Thanks to danger sense.
I finally got something that was not a core unit from the pool, so I'm going to choose one of my ATRTs and hopefully finish off one of those droidicas on the side.
Leave my droidicas alone.
No. It is going to use its scout to move right here onto the board. It will then take an aim and fire into those droidicas.
Alright. You just say you dice.
Okay, so my ATRT is firing into the squad of droidicas that rolled next to my pikes. Hopefully we can take one of them out. That is not the greatest start of a roll, but thankfully we have an aim, so we can re-roll 2 of them.
So 3 crits and
which will be 3 crits and a hit.
Reroll that. It was meant to be. Take 1 wound and save 3. Alright, so we've got more B1s here. B1s are just going to walk on to here. Take a little half move to here. Actually, screw it. We'll go to there. And we'll pass the turn over.
I pulled my last core unit from the pool, which is my last squad of pikes, so I will put them somewhere that is effective.
Alright, pikes.
Probably. With these pikes, I'm going to bring them onto the field here, and then I'm going to risk double moving them
Just
here.
land short, because it is difficult terrain. Otherwise, you can't get your full move. Yeah, there you go. Alright, double moving. Alright, so we're going with the snail tank. The snail's just going to come in from this angle just here. Sit at a 45 degree. Like that, he says, as he moves every terrain to make it possible. And then we will shoot at the rebel troopers. Alright, snail tank shooting into the rebel troopers, tapping both high velocity shells and armor piercing shells and its main cannon with Arsenal 3. We have 1 aim, and we don't surge because unfortunately we are a prototype. So re-rolling 4 with 1 thanks to my attack protocols, and convert none of them. So you'll be rolling for light cover for 3, 4, 5, 6 for light cover.
Okay.
Peeling out 2.
2.
Then dodging 1, I'm assuming.
Of course.
So rolling for 4. Killing 4.
I drew Luke from the pool, so he is going to move onto the field and then double move. That's to scout. So Luke is going to start here with his scout, and then he is going to move twice over here. With his turn ended, he will then inspire a suppression of the pikes twice. Choosing a possibly very bad idea, I've pulled out from the pool the last unit, which is my second ATIT. It is going to scout onto the board all the way in the corner here, being the only unit in my army to be on this side. I will then measure if I can see that first.
I gotcha. Yeah, you're in range.
It will then take an aim and a cheeky shot at those
Magna Guard.
Magna Guards. This is the roll against the Magna Guards. I have 5 black dice and 1 aim. I will spend the aim for the 2 blanks, making it only 3, 1 crit.
2 for heavy cover. Get both out. Rolling for 1. We save it. We're alive. Alright, so I'm going to go with BX droids. So they're going to come in from this side angle here as I knock everything over. Go to there. Then we are going to use our jump 1, and then we'll charge into Luke on this other side. Then we'll attack him with charge. I don't know about that. Alright, BX is charging to Luke. We've got our Deoxys mine here, but no aims or anything. Alright, we do surge to hit. So we're looking at 3, 6, 8 into Luke. Not bad roll.
Save 5.
5? So taking 3?
Yeah.
3 wins. Yep.
I only have my 2 airspeeders left, so we are going to deploy them now.
Yep.
The first one is going to come over here, using its compulsory movement to land here. It will then take a shot at your Magna Guards.
Yep. You're definitely in range.
Yep.
No aim?
No.
Just do what you want to do next as well. Yep.
In that case, because I can pivot before movement, it is then going to
pivot and scooch over there. Right, so move, shoot the Magna Guard, and then move over there.
Yes.
Alright, to the dice. Yep.
The airspeed is shot into the Magna Guards, no aims or anything, but they have heavy cover. That's 2 crits, 2 hits.
2 hits for heavy. Get none out. Rolling for 4. 1 dice. Alright, going with the other snail tank. The other snail tank is just going to speed 1 itself into here. And then reposition. And then we're going to shoot the airspeeder. I believe I'm in range 2. Yep. Alright, so we'll shoot the airspeeder. Alright, we've got the snail tank shooting the airspeeder. We're going to tap our armor-piercing shells and use our ion gun and our main cannon. So Arsenal 3, we have 1 aim. We have critical 1, so that will be a crit. And then we have our aim, which lets us reroll 4. So we convert a bit more here. Alright, so you have heavy cover because you've got the jockey upgrade. So 3, 6, you have 6 to roll for.
And
Killed
I get
2
of them.
2 out. I then have impact 4, 3 from the armor piercing shells and 1 from the ion gun, and that's a crit, so you have 5 to roll for.
Which is enough to damage it.
I don't know.
I save 3.
Take 2 and an ion. Nice roll. Yep.
with my last activation being my other airspeeder, I'm going to use this opportunity to attack the snail tank that fired on me, giving me impact 4 instead of 3.
Alright.
So, much like the first one, I'm going to move onto the field. I will then take a shot at the snail.
Are you taking aim this time or not?
No.
Just do your
move
last.
again.
Alright, do your other movement now.
Yeah, and my final movement would be to move up here.
Alright, so move, shoot, and then scoot on top of there. See you at the top. Alright.
This is my airspeeder into the snail tank. Hopefully I can do some damage to it.
Ooh, that's a crit,
That
and
is
impact
a crit,
4, so it's just rolling
and-
straight for 5.
Exactly.
Here's 5. Block 2, take 3. Alright, going with the BXs. The BXs are going to scout like their brothers into there. Got beautiful unhindered, so we're just going to ignore this difficult terrain. Jump to there, and then we're going to charge into the pikes. And then we'll attack the pikes. Alright, BX is charging into the pikes. And it's not bad, we do surge to hit. That was a hit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the pikes. The pikes are out of defensive tech, except for danger sense.
Which is gone.
Oh, you inspired it. Yeah, inspired it off.
So this is probably going to be their death.
Yes. Alright, and with that, that's the end of the turn. Nothing scores on the first turn. And that's where we're at. Alright, so round 2, we've got Son of Skywalker, and we've got Do Not Underestimate Our Means. Alright, we'll come back with orders. Rebels won the pips, so the order went on Luke.
Yep.
And then the droid's orders from the card went on the BXs next to Luke. Both snail tanks, which then both recovered from the card to get their ordnance shells back. This snail tank issued an order to the B1s, who then issued it to Kalani. The droidicas here got directed from Kalani, and the B1s here got issued an order from the other snail tank.
I'm obviously going to start out with Luke. Hopefully he can take out these BXs.
So wound straight away from poison?
I thought it pops after the end of his turn.
I think it's
The
beginning.
point is they get their turn before they die if they're poisoned.
Oh, then yeah. Yeah, I can't remember. It's been that long. Yep, alright, at the
That
end.
was my understanding.
Yep.
So he's going to take an aim and then hopefully cut down the BXs with one attack, if not two.
If not two.
Okay, this is Luke into the BX unit. For his first attack, he surges to crit. I will take that as a first roll.
As the first roll, so not using the aim. So rolling for 4 because of PS1 with a
Yes.
maximum of 3 wounds. And we will have a surge thanks to Into the Fray, which I forgot about. So
Fair
we'll
enough.
pass 1 like that, and then that will be pierced. You did 3, so we'll lose 1 guy. And that will be their surge gone. So the second attack, just balance it, yeah.
Luke will attack again. He still has an aim on standby,
There's the aim.
so he will spend it now for 5 in on the BXs.
So rolling for 6, no surges this time. Ooh, that's not bad. So that gets pierced. 4, you roll 5, right? So 1 dead.
Yep.
Another 1 dead. Alright, went to the bag and got these BXs. They're just going to aim and then charge into the ATRT. Does it have a weak point real?
No.
No, okay, cool.
as it only has armor 2, it doesn't have weak point at all.
So we're just going to smack the living fuck out of this thing. Alright. Alright, the BX is into the ATRT with an aim. Alright, so we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 will be eaten by the armor. Looking at 2, 4, 6.
Which is enough to kill it outright.
Nope,
But
2
it
saves.
saves on 2, so it is broken.
Broken.
I drew Leia from the pool. I did attempt to get one of my airspeeders with improv, but it was not to be. So Leia is going to activate instead. Her first move is to use her take cover. To give a dodge to both the rebels as well as the pikes over here. She is then going to take a movement. Right from my range 2. It's here. And she's going to keep heading on over the rest of the rebels.
Alright. Alright, so going with Kalani. Kalani will strategize. He's going to give an aim and a dodge to this snail. He's then going to give a aim and a dodge to these B1s. Will he? Yep. And then he'll take a aim action. And that's it. Yep.
I pulled one of my airspeeders from the pool, which is very lucky, and I'm going to attempt to use the tow cable.
Alright.
It's going to this airspeeder here.
So what does that say? It just turns me, does it?
Yeah, and gives you an immobilized
Token. Alright.
So it is going to...
I have to take a wound for it?
Yes. Move on down here. It has impact 1 though, so it's not impossible to get around. I will reposition a little.
Yep.
So it's in my arc. Then I will use its arsenal.
Yep.
Its tow cable on your snail tank and its standard fire onto your...
What about its other action?
It is then going to move...
Just do it now. Yep.
This way.
Do you want to pivot before you do that? Like that? Just go like that.
I already pivoted when I...
Every time you take a move.
Oh, but
yeah. Every time you take another move action, you can...
Drop it like that.
And then go into scoring range. Yep.
There.
Right next to the scoring range. Alright. Into the die.
Alright, this is the big, probably not going to work play. I'm aiming for a surge or a crit, which I land.
Alright, so I can't dodge it, and we don't save it, so taking a wound, plus you get to rotate me. Alright, just end it. Alright, so with the tow cable, you can perform a free pivot, and just because it's terrain restrictions and overlapping, best you can do is that.
Force it to face the wrong direction.
Well, I still can see that one, so. But we'll see how we go. On to the other arsenal shot on you. Alright.
So this is the attack into the B1 squad that was in front of the airspeeder.
They have a dodge as well.
I get 3 crits and a hit that can be dodged.
Well, I'll roll my cover first. Can you pass me a dice?
Sure.
Yep, and get the other dice ready for me. So we heavy cover will strip that one out. So we're rolling for 3 crits.
That's correct.
Oh, nah, 3 dead. Alright, so going with the snail tank. Snail tank is going to take an aim, and then it's just going to shoot this airspeeder here, because it can't do anything else because it's immobilized. Alright, to the dice pool. Alright, so we've got the snail tank shooting the wounded airspeeder. We're tapping our armor-piercing shells, using our small iron gun and using the main gun. We have 1 aim from Link Targeting Ray, 1 aim from Strategize, and 1 aim for Exemplar. And here we go. Dear God. Crit. We got critical 1. We might keep that one as the critical one. And then we got a whole bunch of hits. And then we'll spend our first aim on these 4, which just turns into a whole bunch more hits. Then we'll spend our... Oh, look, we'll just keep it at that. You're like armor 3?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, alright, we'll keep it at that.
I have a cover roll first, so for all
Oh, sorry,
hits,
was that a miss? I'll re-roll this
you
one.
re-rolled it into a miss.
Re-rolled it into a hit. So just the aim left on the exemplar. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits for heavy cover because of your jockey.
And I don't get any of them.
Don't get any of them off. This is not bode well. 3, 6, 9. Rolling for 10.
3 go away for armor.
Oh, 3 for armor, sorry. Yep. Hang on. I have impact 3 plus 1. Yeah, so 3 will indeed go away. 3, 6, 7. You're rolling for? Got your big pile already.
And I save 2, which is not enough to save
And
it.
boom goes the airspeeder, and I'll gain 1 VP from that.
I drew a core unit from the pool, so I'm going to choose one of the rebels next to Leia and double move it into the middle objective. So they are going to move on to here, and they will get 2 dodges for doing so, bringing them up to 3.
Jeez. Alright, so I got these Magna Guard. They are just going to move to there, and then move on to the center point objective, and use the area terrain so you won't be able to see me.
You can't see?
Yep.
I have decided to draw, I drew another core unit from the pool, so I've decided to choose this one lone rebel trooper and give him a fighting chance to survive by sneaking on away like a real coward. Over here.
Yep.
So he's closer towards the
Nearly.
objective over here and gets 2 dodges
Alright.
by doing so.
Alright, going with the snail tank. Snail tank is just going to move onto there. Reposition like that. And then it is going to shoot the shit out of some pikes. I think. Especially because they're a big base. Alright, shooting into the pikes that have 2 dodges and heavy cover. Here's the snail tank shot, tapping all our ordnances. Can you pass that one? Thank you. Alright, so pretty good. We have critical 2 on this, thanks 1 from the ordnance and the main gun. So only 3 misses, which we'll spend our aim on. Convert it all. It's looking good. So that's a crit, that's a crit. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, and 2 crits. So it'll be 11 all total.
So 9 for heavy.
9 for 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 for heavy. Peel out 2. I'm happy to say that's 1.
Thanks.
Dodging 2.
Yep.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Rolling for 7.
What are these dice pools?
Not bad roll.
Save 3.
So 4 die.
That's... I drew one of my ATRTs from the pool, so I'm going to select this one right here. That is right in front of the snail.
Just a damage check first.
Yes, I
White
will
dice.
need to roll that. It's a white dice.
Hey, 2 actions.
It gets 2 actions.
So he's going to take an aim, I'm guessing?
Yes, and it's also going to use its emergency transponder to give it a second aim because it's probably going to not last much longer.
Alright, so 2 aims and 5 blacks. Surge crit, impact 1 into the snail tank. You can roll it, I got it ready to go.
Thank you. I'll just use
Yep.
these ones that are right here. Alright, we will put them to the side, roll the first aim. We will risk spending 2 to see if we can set that's another crit.
Alright, so 3.
Correct.
Can you pass me 3 points?
Shot. And you save them.
I doubt it. Save 1, take 2. Going to go with these B1s. We're going to roll for their suppression. Just over here. get it off, not that it mattered. They're going to take the aim action, and then they're going to shoot the flyer. Alright, go straight to the... Alright, so we have one aim from strategize, we have one aim that the unit took, an exemplar aim, and we're going to spend a surge token here, and we're going to give ourselves, I think, another black and a white dice from our big experiment from Kalani. And here we go. Let's crit. Alright, so 2, 4, 6. We got 6 rerolls. Use all our aims. Didn't find a single crit, so rolling for 1.
Just the one,
And
it saves it. I drew another ATRT from the pool, so I am going to attempt to do more damage to the snail on the other side of the map. I will tap the emergency transponders to give it an
Aim. So 2 aims, 5 blacks.
Yes. That's fair enough.
Alright.
So 5 into the snail tank. This is why we take 2 aims.
No impact this time, though.
No.
No, and the second aim. So rolling for 1.
Yep.
And we take a wound. Right, going with these droidicas behind the big rock here, we're going to spend one of the surges of Kalani here to increase their speed to speed 2. He's just going to come around this side of the building. And we'll take a range 3 shot onto those rebel troopers. 3 aims. Shooting the rebel troopers with 3 dodges from the droidicas. Yeesh. Only 2. And you have light cover. You roll 2 for light.
I will.
Dodging 2, I'm guessing.
I will.
And you'll get 1 back from Nimble.
I only have 2 core units left, so I'm going to choose the pike that's left by himself. First, he will rally to see if he can have 2 actions. He does not, so it is just going to move up behind the leg of the ATTE and be in range of the objective.
Okay. Going to go with these B1s that are back here. B1s are just going to advance up until this leg. And do I want to score or just shoot? I think I'll just shoot. And we're just going to shoot that lonely pike.
Fair enough.
Alright, B1 shooting into the heavy cover pike. Ooh. Looking at 2 crits. So danger sense 1, so rolling for 3. Get 1 out and kill the last guy.
Oh, hang
Yep. Oh,
No, I'm still. My last unit is my last rebel core unit. They are going to continue moving towards center point just to make sure I can keep it for a bit longer.
Alright. Just double move to there. Alright, so I've got 2 droidicas and a BX left with Luke, before I forget. So going with the droidicas. So droidicas go from this side. You're out of actions, right?
I am.
Yeah, so we're just going to, with the new rules, allow it to just plop.
Which feels like they're
Plop.
using it as a ramp.
Yeah. Fucking springboard themselves off. That's alright, you can keep filming. We'll go with the next droidica now.
Yep.
So next droidica all the way over here, we're ironed. So just film the dice tray. We get 1 action. And that will be to go speed 3. We'll pivot and just roll under this. Into there. A bunch of wounds and a thing. And then we'll go with the BXs, and the BXs will attack Luke, and
Luke will get a surge for
Into
into
the
the frame when they activate.
and you can keep filming, it's fine. There's 2 there. Kind of tempted to take an aim, but if I kill him and move on to the point, it'll be good. Oops. Well, I'm not killing him, I think. I've done 3.
It's possible, because he only has 2 health left.
So rolling for 3, you have a
don't
surge.
seem to like me.
1 wound left and a poison, so he's dead next turn.
But it's enough to stop you from moving
on to the
point
objective.
this turn.
They'll just take a dodge as their last action.
Fair enough.
Alright, so end of the round. You're going to score 2 VP for this center one.
Yep.
I'm going to score 1 from here. So it'll be 2-2 because I blew up one of the marked targets. Alright, beginning of round 3, we've got No Time for Sorrows, and we've got Mechanized Incursion. So droids will be going first, and we'll get back to you with the order. Alright, so droid orders directed the snail tank, which then with the card bounced over to the Magna Guard. The snail tank then issued orders to the B1s, which then bounced back to Kalani back here. This snail tank got an order off the card, which then bounced it using the card to bounce it onto these BXs over here. The snail tank then issued an order to these B1s, and because I'm an idiot and didn't put them close to the other BXs, that's where the chain died. Yep.
My orders went to Leia and a squad of rebel troopers, thanks to the card. As they got an order, both of them get a free speed 1 move. And thanks to Agile, these rebels get a dodge for moving. So they're going to stand right there, so they're not on the... Actually, no, they'll go this way instead, so they're closer to the POI.
Alright. So going to the bag, we've got Droidicus. I'm going to go with these guys here. They're going to expend one of the surges from Kalani and to have an aim, and then we'll shoot at the 1 dodge with 1 suppression rebel troopers. Alright. Alright, so 2 aims. Droidicus took an aim, spent a surge off Kalani for an aim, and Droidicus shooting the rebel troopers. First aim. Second aim. Oh my god. Right, roll for 3 for light cover. No, heavy cover because you're suppressed.
Yes. Get none, of course. I will dodge 1 though.
Dodge 1.
Just bringing it down to 2.
And rolling for 2.
And I save 1.
And lose 1.
I decided to go with the core unit that had an order already. With them covered and protected there, they will... I'm just going to measure, but I'm pretty sure.
Which ones you want to shoot?
They're going to attempt to ion.
Yep.
The Droidicus over there. So they will take a rare rebel aim because they already had 2 dodges.
Yep. And then shoot. It's just easier. There we go.
Fair enough. We have...
Alright, shooting into the Droidicus with 4 shields.
That's not a bad roll at the beginning because we had critical 1.
Yep, just don't flip. Do it as a crit. As a surge. There you go.
Oh, sorry.
Yep.
And
then your aim.
1 aim. Which doesn't surge.
Doesn't surge. So they ditch. I lose 1 for shields, and then I'll eat the other 3 on the shields. So Ion will take 1 shield off, and then I'll take 3 on the shield. So I'm going to go with these Droidicus here. They're going to take the aim action, and then they're going to spend a surge off Kalani, and they'll take another aim from that, and they'll shoot into the same rebel troopers again. Alright, Droidicus into the rebel troopers with 2 aims. First aim. Second aim. There we go. So it would be 2, 4, 5 for heavy cover. Peel 1 out. And rolling for 5.
1 will dodge away.
I'll dodge another one. Rolling for 4.
And
save 1.
Save it on 1. I pulled my S-beta from the pool, so it is going to take a pivot, and then it is going to take a right angle turn to move here.
Yep.
Aim and shoot at the snail.
At the snail. Be with another impact.
1 aim, impact 4 into the snail tank. I will spend the aim.
roll.
Make, huh?
5. That's bad.
Yeah, making it 5 in total.
Give me another 3 dice. Oh, save 3, take 2. I'll take it. Special forces, the only ones I can go on with ones with Luke. They'll have to AI attack because there's no commander over here. Alright, and just come straight to the dice pool. So just attacking. BXs and into Luke, who will have a surge. That's a really good roll. 3, 6 into Luke.
An unnecessary roll.
Yes, I could have left him for the poison, but at least I saved my unit this way. Ooh. Oh, yeah, he's dead. BXs chop him down. And they have one more movement, and they're just going to move on to the objective with the jump.
And you get a VP.
And I get a VP for killing Luke.
I drew a core unit from the pool, so I'm going to choose this one rebel, and he is going to double move so that he can contest the point.
Alright. So I've got Droideka. I'm going to go with Droidekas. They are under the butt of this unit here. So they will take a free pivot. And I'm just going to put them on top. They'll be underneath they're underneath there. I just can't get under there. And then they'll take another speed 3. And they'll just plop down right here.
I pulled a support unit, so I will choose my heavily damaged ATR team. First, I'll see if it has 1 or 2 actions.
Has 2.
It has 2. So
Done that 2 times in a row.
It's a very lucky guy. It's going to take an aim and shoot at the snail.
At the snail? Alright.
Alright, this is 1 aim on the snail. Thanks to my angle, it has impact 1.
Impact 1. Ooh. 3 so far.
Roll for the aim.
Ooh.
That's
5.
5 in.
I need 5 dice.
That's lucky. There you go.
Alright. We save none and take 5. Woof. Alright, going with the snail. He's going to roll to see if it has 2 or 1 action. I'll roll here. It's fine. Has 1 action.
Not as lucky.
It is going to move.
Fair enough.
And we'll move all this shit out of the way. I'll just get rid of the aim because it doesn't matter. It's going to pivot to here and then it's just going to move into there. And over to you.
I pulled my second support unit, and thanks to the snail moving its angle, I have a side arc.
Yep.
So it is going to take an aim and shoot it with impact 1.
Alright.
Firing into the snail with 1 aim.
Looking at 2.
Reroll
so
2.
3.
So
I need 2 more.
Yep.
Oh, there. Yep. So for 3, take 3 wounds. Just not dead. Going with the Magna Guard under here. They're going to stay in scoring range. Move to here. Let's just be range 2 of that airspeeder. They'll spend a surge off the super tactical droid, and we'll add a black and a white to our pool. Alright. Alright, Magna Guard shooting the airspeeder, just crit fishing. We get 2. So rolling for 2.
And it says 1.
And takes a wound. Yep.
I decided to use land as she had an order at the start. She is going to move up here. She will give a dodge out to herself and all the rebels here. And end her turn inspiring the 2 suppression of this rebel with 5 suppression.
Yep. So going with Kalani. Kalani's going to strategize himself and the B1's next to him. He's then going to shoot the airspeeder. Alright, 3 blacks going into the airspeeder with sharpshooter 1. So far nothing, so we got to spend the aim. Nah, nothing. Yep.
All I have left is this one lone rebel trooper. He will first rally. Gets none of them.
So suppressed.
He's going to take the recover action.
Recover action, get all the suppression off. Alright. So the rebels are out of activation, so it's all droids from here. These droids here are going to... How many health is that thing left on?
It has 2 left.
They'll aim punch it because I'm sick of it. I don't want it to blow up my snail tank out of nowhere. Alright, dice ball. That's alright, just do it like that. With an aim. Holy hell.
Feels a little unnecessary.
So your arm will eat 2. 2, 4, 6, 8 on the walker. Dear Lord.
I can save it, surely.
You can do well. Never say
that's
never.
It saving it.
Yeah, it's dead. Alright, so that goes. Going with this stale tank next, it is broken thanks to that epic shot. It doesn't roll it off, so it's got 1 action, and that action is just going to be to that, and then move to there. B1s are going to go. They're going to move up into contesting range, just under there, and then they're going to shoot that last rebel trooper. B1 shot into the lone rebel trooper. So he'll have heavy cover. So 3 for heavy cover, and then a crit. So 2 out, and then rolling for 2, dodging 1, rolling for 1. He dies. No hero. These B1s here are going to activate. They're going to spend a surge off Kalani to gain themselves another aim, so they'll have 2 aims, and they're going to shoot that last rebel trooper. B1s with 2 aims, shooting into that last rebel trooper that has 2 dodges. Right roll. First aim. Second aim. Crit would be good here. See if I can repeat my success. Rolling for 3. It will be light cover. Finds it, and then dodges the last 2. Yep. End of round 3. Droids take this one for 1 VP. Rebels have the center for 2 VP, and the droids have over here for another. So droids will get 2 VP, taking us to 5, and rebels will get 2 VP, taking them to 4. Alright, so up to round 4, we've got preservation protocols, and we have somebody has to save our skins. So we'll be back to you guys with orders. Alright, the tank here is going to activate and see if it gets 2 actions. Just keep it there. It does. Gets 2 actions. Oh!
This is not good.
I do think that's good for me, because...
Good for you. You have like a whole army more than I do.
Yes. For those who aren't following, it's, what do you got, 5 acts left?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, to 11, so you're looking a bit harsh at the moment. Snail Tank's going to shoot the airspeeder because I want that VP. Ion, though.
Yes.
So, the Snail Tank shot, I may have messed up the recording, so it took 2 wounds and an ion.
I went into my pool with only the ATRT and airspeeder left, and I got the ATRT. So it is going to do what it does best, and it's going to aim and hopefully destroy the tank outright.
Uh-oh, I have 1 dodge. Right, ATRT shot into the snail with 1 aim.
With
crit and impact 1.
Not the greatest start, but I'll re-roll to make it 2.
Yep, so that will eat that, and then I'll dodge the hit. So rolling for 1 crit, which might blow it up.
Yes.
has a dodge from the card.
Wrong.
Yeah. No, it's go. And you get a VP for that one. Going with the Magna Guard, they are not going to AI because Kalani's just here. They're going to aim and shoot into the airspeeder, and they'll spend a surge for another aim. Magna Guard shot into the airspeeder, just crit fishing. Well, there's 3 hits, so that's actually not too bad. First aim, there's another one. Second aim, there's another one. So
it would just be the 3 crits.
It would just be the 3 crits.
Which is enough to break it.
Hey!
Which it does.
And it gets broken. Yep.
I have decided to go with Leia, so then when her turn ends, I can activate another unit. She is going to simply move.
Just reduce your speed.
On there.
Yep, I'm not moving onto it. Yep.
Yeah. I just had it to the side.
Yep.
And then she's going to give everyone a dodge.
Yep. And which unit are you going with next?
I will then activate the full healthy rebel unit.
Yep.
They are, with hope, going to make it 2 for 2. They are going to
Move off the objective.
move to here
And shoot the other snail.
and shoot the other snail.
Which has, I think, 3, 6, 7. So 4 wounds left.
NPL rebel squad shot into the snail tank with impact 1, critical 1.
Yep. And 1 dodge on my snail.
Okay, so that is a that will upgrade to a crit with critical 1.
So it'll be
and
2.
Yes.
Yep. And I'll dodge 1 out. Oh, wait. Dodging won't do anything. So
Yes, it won't.
rolling for 2. Save none. Take 2 and an ion. Yeah, so BX is going to go, they're going to be relevant and do a standby and a dodge.
I pulled my airspeeder from the pool. We're going to see if it can do anything more than just compulsory move. So it's rolling two white dice. The first white dice is to see if it's broken, which it is, and the second is to see if it's ioned. Which it also is.
So only a compulsory.
So it's just gonna...
Just move straight, I'm guessing.
No, it's just gonna pivot and go back to point. So it's back in range there.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Alright, so Rebels are all out of axe, so it's all CIS. We've got Droidicas. So these Droidicas are going to go. They're going to go speed 3 up to here, and then hit speed 1 and just get into scoring range. Next one, going to be another Droidica unit. These guys here, they're going to go speed 3 and just get into scoring range. Whoops, wrong. Speed 3, and get into scoring range there. Like that. We'll go with these B1s next, which are here. They're going to spend a surge off Kalani. Look out, here comes some speed 3 B1s to there. And then we're just going to snake our way with a speed 2 onto there. Like that. We've got Kalani here. Has that thing got 1 wound left?
Yes.
Kalani's going to go out here, take a pot shot into the rear of the airspeeder. Just bring it straight over. Just looking for a single crit. Doesn't get it. Droidicas here. They'll go speed 3 and then speed
You already have
2.
it. You might as well just shoot the airspeeder.
Oh no, that's fine.
Fair enough.
And no, I didn't. I needed 4. Yeah.
I have 3.
Yeah, so I need more.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you already tied it. I can't do anything else.
I've got
like
B1s
that.
over here that will just aim and dodge.
Yep.
And that's my turn. Just.
So
So at the end of round 4, droids control all 3 points for a whopping 4 points, which brings me to 9. And rebels are staying at 5. At this point, Rowan and I have both decided to call it. Rebels can't crawl their way back into it, unfortunately. Snail tanks are hitting too hard.
Yes,
Well played, mate.
Thank
Okay.